Hey folks, today we're going to go over the Garden Stream kit. It's going to come looking like this. We're going to rip it open and find out what's inside of here. Now this kit is going to include the Garden Stream float box, and inside we're going to have tubing, grommets, circling stoppers, and split tubing that goes inside the buckets, a detailed instruction sheet, and 3 inserts. What you have to supply is your own buckets. We get these for $1 a piece at the local bakery, and these are a good sturdy 3-gallon bucket. So we need to drill some holes. Quick and easily, we're just going to measure up. I use the handle as a guide. Measure up 1 1/4 inches, make a dot, 3 1/4, make a dot, and repeat that on the other side. Then we're going to take a 9/16 spade bit. These are about $3 a piece at the local building supply store. If you don't have 9/16, 1/2 inch will work. It's just a little bit more of a struggle to get the grommet to seat, but it'll work. So we're going to carefully drill that bottom hole just like that. Now this is going to have a grommet in it, so we want to make sure there aren't any big globs of plastic left. But these grommets are pretty forgiving, so you want a fairly clean hole. And once we have that, we'll insert our grommet. Just push it in as far as you can. Snap it on each side. Get it to seat. Repeat on the other side. Repeat with the other buckets. Just remember your last bucket will only have a grommet on one side. Then switch to a smaller spade bit. You don't need a 9/16 hole at the top. That's just an air hole and an overflow hole. So I use a 3/8 inch spade bit on that 3 1/4 inch hole. And that one's not so fussy. We're not sticking a grommet in there. But we'll do that on each side and for all the other buckets. So once we have all our grommets installed, all our holes drilled, the tubing that comes with it is a 4-foot length. We're going to cut 3 of them 10 inches long, 3 pieces, and we're going to install those into the bucket so they're extending inside the bucket about 1 inch or so. Then we take our split tubing and stick it onto the ends of the tubing in each bucket so that they lay on the bottom. Now the end bucket will only have tubing on one side, so that can just lay there. That's just fine. Now the split tubing will prevent clogs. It allows the water to flow from bucket to bucket, but prevents the potting mix and the roots from clogging the system. Once we've done that, we're going to take an insert, shiny side down. They come pre-bent a little bit so you can see which way they want to bend. And we take those and fold them in so that the peaks line up with the air holes on each side. Now we hook up to our float box, adjust the float valve as per the instructions, and then we have to hook up to a water supply, and we'll get to that in a minute. But we're ready to put some potting mix in here after we get our water level all adjusted. And as we put the potting mix in, we're going to add our circling stoppers, and those lay up against the side of the bucket like that. Now if you have a 5-gallon bucket, you're going to have them start a little higher up. But the reason we use these is to keep those roots from circling and circling, and it helps with air pruning, and it makes it so you don't need to drill a bunch of holes and put a grow bag in and all that business. So now what I've done here is use just a tub. This is a 20-gallon tub that I bought for about $4, and I put a grommet in it. Did the same way as I did for a bucket. And then we'll just attach the tubing from our float valve to that. And we generally want to have it up a little bit higher. But that'll supply water to your growing plants for, depending on the growth stage and the size of the plants, up to several weeks at a time. Now, if you don't want to use the tote, you want to hook it up to a rain barrel, you can do something different. Now, we have available a valve adapter that'll allow you to hook this 1/4-inch tubing directly up to a garden hose. And we supply a screen with it. If you're hooking it up to a rain barrel, there's generally a lot of debris in there. It also includes these clamps that allows you to get a good tight fit on the barb fittings. You could hook this up directly to a water supply, domestic water supply, but I'd want to reduce the pressure a little bit. And I honestly wouldn't quite trust it going away for the weekend or a week or two and have water on in the house. I'd rather have a gravity flow system. So those are the options that you have for installing a water supply to your system. That's really all there is to it. I'll show you a system we have set up over here. Now this here is a complete kit that we will have available soon if we don't have it yet. And this actually includes the planters themselves, which are 3-gallon planters. And it works the same way as the bucket system, it's just more attractive. Connected to a float box, and then just to a tote up here that I really have only filled it once, I think, in the, about a month that these have been growing in there. We have some peppers and basil and some flowers even, but you could string certainly more than 3 of these together. That's just what we sell with the kit, but you can get an add-on kit that allows you to string a bunch of these together. Allows you to grow away without having to be home all the time to water your plants. So it allows anybody with a level surface in the sun the ability to grow your own garden. Thanks for watching.